Hi everyone, this is CNA Gupta. Welcome you all on this channel, and today we are discussing about a very important topic, that is Section 148. So why Section 148 is very important topic these days? As you already know that many people got these notices Section 148. Reason being, either you had not filed your ITR on that year through which you got this notice, unintentionally or intentionally you hide some income. So there are the two reasons through which you got this notice. First, you had not filed your ITR for that year, or second, unintentionally or intentionally you hide some income. So in that case, you served this Section 148 notice. First of all, let's understand this Section 148, what this section is all about. Let me clear one thing, that in recent budget there was one amendment. I'm not going in details about the amendment. I'm just discussing about the Section 148, that what exactly it is about. So let's take a case that you got the Section 148 notice. So first of all, what is the Section 148 notice? Section 148 notice is all about when an SSC means anyone on which ITR is applicable or they hide their income. In either of the case, SSC can get this notice. So it's very important to file your return, or if you're filing your return, if you're hiding something, then also you can be assessed with this Section 148 notice. Now come to second question, that how to respond under Section 148 notice. So if you have received this 148 notice, in that case you have to file your ITR. If earlier you have not filed your ITR, if you have not filed your ITR earlier, then at this point of time you can file your ITR. Also, if you had hide something intentionally or unintentionally, again I'm telling you that by mistake also you forget to add something in your income, then also at this time under Section 148 you can file your ITR with taking all these things that you forget to consider at that point of time. So whenever you got this notice, compare your previous ITR that you filed and now the reason of this notice that you received. If AO has a reason to believe that you had escaped income, in that case AO can serve this notice of under Section 148. Now let's take a very simple example. Mr. Anand came to me, again our favorite example, and he asked me that Neha, why I got this notice? I correctly filed my ITR, then why I got this notice? Then I may ask Anand that, are you sure that you have correctly filed your return? Obviously, if department is sending you this kind of notice and there was something that you have either missed or intentionally you didn't consider this in your ITR. Now let's take another example. In that year, if let's say Anand got this notice for the assessment year 15-16. I'm just taking an example here. And in the same year, Anand got married. And he got, let's say, 10 lakh rupees in the form of cash, let's say Shagun. And he deposited all the cumulative amount in the bank account through cash mode. In that case, obviously, that income, anything that received on the occasion of marriage is exempt from tax. By keeping this viewpoint in mind, he didn't consider this income in his ITR. But department traced this thing that 10 lakh rupees, that is obviously a high value transaction because you are depositing a cash value more than that, more than specified limit. In that case, department considered this as a high value transaction and served you a notice of Section 148. Because department can track. You already know that SFT, Statement of Financial Transactions, are already there. High value transactions can be tracked by the department. In the earlier videos, I already explained the e-campaign thing, where department sent so many notices to people, where it was clearly mentioned that either capital gain was tracked, either interest on saving account was tracked. So anything can be tracked by the government. Now let's say you had sold the property in that year, for which year you had received this notice. And you sold this property of, let's say, 1 CR, and also you bought this property of, let's say, 99 lakh rupees or 1 CR. Because you thought that this is exempted from capital gain because I had invested all the amount that I received from as a capital gain. I already invested this amount, so capital gain is not applicable on me. But department tracked that 1 lakh thing, because if any properties of more than 50 lakh rupees, TDS liability is there. Whenever you are filing your ITR, focus on all these points also. If SSC has not sold any property and not received anything in cash in any form. So these are some examples I'm giving you. That's why usually SSC has got notice of Section 148. I already clear one thing, that SSC means anyone who is filing his return, or if ITR is applicable but he had skipped to file the ITR. Now again, Anand told me that Neha, it's okay. I received this notice. I don't want to reply for this thing. I don't want to reply for this thing because ITR was not applicable on me. Then why I should file my ITR? So my reply will be, Anand, it's okay if you don't want to file your ITR, it's up to you. But as a professional consultant, I'll suggest you, it's good to file your ITR in the response of under section 148. Even as I believe that it is compulsory to file the ITR if AO is asking you under section 48 to file your ITR. If you are skipping this thing, then what will happen, that AO will do the best judgment under section 47. He will take that income, let's say that 10 lakh rupees, that example I took as a gift from the marriage you have received, that income, that thing that was not taxable, AO will take it as an income of 100% as a 10 lakh rupees and will calculate taxes with the interest with penalty and will serve you. So it's good to file your ITR whenever you receive this under section 48 notice. And also, I request you all to keep active on your mail ID or a number that you register at the time of filing for your ITRs. Because only on these email IDs or numbers you will receive this notices and everything. Many of times in my client cases as well, that they came to me and said that we have not received this notice, but I got this scrutiny. Reason being, they got this best judgment assessment. Reason being, they were not active on their emails or SMS. So I request you all, please be active, and whenever you are providing any email ID or phone number to the department at to the income tax portal, please ensure that email ID or number is active, so that whenever department is sending any notices, you can receive those notices. Now, Anand is saying to me that Neha, if I'll file my revised ITR, then what will happen? If I'll give my another revised ITR with considering all the income that I forget to take, now what will happen? In that case, AO may ask you to provide further proof or details. Let's say if that 10 lakh rupees, then AO may ask that please show me the details that this is of your marriage amount, that this amount is not taxable. So AO may ask for the further proof, and it's your liability to provide it. And also note one point here, that now these days all these things are faceless. So everything that you need to provide is the online mode only. Now again, Anna asked me that Neha, I got this best judgment. Now what I have to do? In that case, Anand, if you're not happy with this best judgment, then you can choose for the appeal. CIT appeal is obviously the next step that you can go. If you really think that this is not the correct judgment, so you can go to the CIT appeal. I will request everyone that please don't skip ITR if you received the notice under section 48. ITR filing is must as per my understanding. So I request you all to please file your ITR after receiving this section 48 notice. I would also want to suggest you one thing, that if any professional help is required, then go for it. If you think that you cannot do it at yourself, then it's good to take any professional help. Also, if you like this video, please smash the like button and also subscribe for my channel. And if you have any query, you can ask me in the query box. I would be really happy to help you. Thank you.